Perfect.
That brings us to our next one, man. Have you heard? Drake and Joe Budden are beefing again. The biggest album of maybe possibly the year just came out this past weekend. Drake, For All the Dogs. And people gonna, like every Drake album, some people gonna love it, some people gonna hate it. Some people gonna use their platforms to express how they feel about it. And Joe Budden has this to say.
I'm want to hear adult Drake rapping for adult people.
No, you're not gonna hear that.
That's my issue with him today.
You're not gonna hear that because
he rapping for the kids, the streams,
the Instagram comments, the algorithm.
Yeah,
I'm rapping for this.
No, he ain't really rapping. He ain't trying to rap for me.
No, he's not.
And I accept that.
I don't know.
I accept that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Joe Budden has a podcast that he has to put out. He makes money by putting out podcasts. That's, what he does for a living. He's also allowed to have his opinion. He's not allowed to have anything. Now, I remember back when Joe Budden was with like Tahiri, and remember him listening to like So Far Gone, or you know what I mean, or possibly the Drake mixtape before that, you know what I mean, Heartbreak Drake or whatever it's called, you know what I mean, and just like really fanboying out for like a new artist. It was crazy, but he was willing to show him love. So I think that Joe Budden really is a fan, and I think behind the scene, him and Drake obviously had they back and forths and beefs over women and just dissing each other on records, whatever it's got to be. This was weird though, you know what I mean? Yeah, now while I do feel you are entitled to say, yo, you're rapping for the kids and you know what I mean, you need to appeal to an older audience. I mean, one, that Drake's allowed to do what he wants. Two, to tell someone they need to stop fucking 25-year-old women is crazy to me. Like, what that got to do with anything, you know what I mean? And I think that's where it starts getting weird. That's where it starts getting odd. Now, also Drake, I don't think really gives a fuck about what Joe Budden thinks about his album. I think but he does know that clapping back is a great way to get attention, you know what I mean, on especially on the weekend, you know what I mean, where things aren't, the news cycle, is really Monday through Friday, you know what I'm saying? But my album drops on Friday. Let me clap back at Joe Budden on Friday as well, you know what I mean? Just or Saturday or whatever, you know what I mean, the case may be, just to get it popping. And like, he doesn't have to do that, but he knows the attention he did it. He just clapped back at Charlemagne a couple of weeks ago, you know what I mean, for having an opinion. But it was a lengthy account response, but I'll read it. At Joe Budden, you have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you're doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember you're watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke, living check to check, and the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty Nietzsche jeans to screw up their face to Mood Music 29 and pretend that you are the GOAT. Please, any artist that is doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is a poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. It goes on, you know what I mean, and it gets personal, and it mainly like it makes me feel like, damn, did Joe Budden say something to hurt Drake? You know what I'm saying, to make Drake feel bad? But I don't think any of them really even give a fuck about each other like that. I think we're in a weird place where you're supposed to have your opinions about stuff, and everyone's supposed to be entitled to it, right? We live in this Twitter, Facebook, Instagram era where, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to be able to express how you feel. But then people want to clap back at you if you don't agree, and you make music. So not everybody's going to like what you put out. You know what I'm saying? It's subjective. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not one thing. It's not, you know what I mean? I hate when people talk about music like that. Like, yo, this and this is a classic. And I'm like, I'm sure there's a majority of people out there never even heard of that. Don't even think about it like that. But you know what I mean? In your circle, in your little community, in your bubble, maybe it's a classic. You know what I'm saying? But you also could be just yelling into a echo chamber. You know what I'm saying? Like your barbershop, the basketball court you hang out at, whatever the case may be, the social media circle you keep, it might just be people who have the same opinion as you. And from the flip side of it, you an artist, you putting things out to the world, people might love it, people might hate it. You know what I mean? Pay more attention to the one showing you love. I feel like we pay so much attention to the people that don't agree with everything we do and don't love everything we do that we neglect the millions and billions of people out there that really do fuck with you, that really do like what you put out. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's not millions, even if it's always gonna be more people that fuck with you than don't. Even though the people who don't might seem louder, might feel like they are stronger or a bigger crowd than they really are, it's probably not. There probably more people out there that fuck with you. Maybe they don't all say it, maybe they don't all do it, but at the end of the day, let's focus on them. Focus on the fans, focus on the love. And let's just keep the peace, man. Perfect Talk is what it do, man. Thank you for checking out this Perfect Talk short clip. But go check out the full episodes right there on the YouTube channel, man. Subscribe, hit that like button, baby.
Perfect.